Already off to a rough start. And I'm not going back to start this over. So we'll just say it again. The goal for today's video is to preview the Mount Juneau Ridge race course. And the clouds look like they might have something to say about that. And I have a tight Achilles tendon, and they might have something to say about that. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens. We're already getting some big climb in here on what I believe is the beginning of this course, but I've never done the road portion of this run and never actually run this race, but that's an amazing opportunity for anybody who gets to do it. The weather was supposed to be sunny and warm today. It looks like there is a chance these clouds will burn off. All right. At about a half a mile in, we're just finishing running along the top of downtown Juneau on 7th Street, kind of recalibrating with a little bit of a flatter section there and up here on Basin Road before we hit the trail for the climbing. Always beautiful views from the Basin Road Bridge. And over on the other side of the valley there is the Boardwalk Flume Trail. It'll be the path for the descent at the end of this. Hey, Zach.
Hey.
You just getting started?
Just getting started. I've got to do my little race simulation workout right now.
Where are you racing?
Well, for Mount Marathon, I'm going to simulate the start. We're just going straight up on the goat path.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, I won't see you up there, but I'm going to try.
Okay.
Let's see what the clouds are like.
Yeah.
So,
All the way to the top?
I'm going to try to do the loop, but we'll see.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Yeah, have fun out there. All right. This is about a mile in. About 200 feet of elevation gain since the start so far. And we got just a little bit more of Basin Road. And we're turning off midway down the road to pop onto the beginning of Perseverance Trail, which will take us to our access to the Mount Juneau Trail. All right, this is it. Now we're headed up. If I had the battery and the memory, it'd be so awesome to just leave this recording the entire run, but I don't. Got to keep things quite a bit shorter than that. I'm already getting really hot. So I'm sure that while it might be for some of the elites in the race, and maybe it would be for me if I was just trying to get up to the top of Mount Juneau and turn around. I don't think I can do anything like holding on to this pace on the way up if I want to complete the loop. So we'll just try to stick with it as long as it makes sense. And we'll have to do some hiking mixed in there just to be safe and smart. But clouds or no clouds, what a gorgeous run so far. All right, I just got my notification of 2 miles. We're up to 500 feet now. And pretty soon we'll be at the steepest part of this perseverance climb. Hey. 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 All right, mini break before Mount Juneau. Got some young kids out here training hard. Oh, it's Lincoln now. Hey. Hi. All right. Here we go. On the Mount Juneau trail. Time to do some serious climb. All right. I'm already hitting the hike. We're just barely started up Mount Juneau Trail. Still climbing. Just turned the camera on because it seemed like a particularly beautiful section of trail. Blossoms still on the salmon berry bushes. Trail isn't crazy overgrown yet. Still got room to see my feet, which is good. And we're about to get to one of my favorite sections. I love this section of the trail. It doesn't last long, cutting through the forest there. A little break from the green, but now we're back at it. And the air is full of cloud now. Don't know what the filming will be like from here on out. I am getting wiped here, continuing to climb, very close to hitting the 3 mile mark. And I'll let you know how slow this mile was when I crossed through it. All right, 1937 for that mile with almost 1,000 feet gained during it. I'm at over 1,400 now for the full run. We just ducked into another under hemlock, spruce, I think, portion of this run. So out of the bushes for a little bit, but no let up on the climb. Still pushing and pushing. But yeah, we'll see what the mileage is up to the top from Cope Park. Like I said, every time I've tried to do the whole ridge loop, it's always been from Basin Road. So missing almost a mile and about 200 feet of climbing compared to the actual race day effort. So this is all new to me in one way. And yeah, it's very moist out here today, so I'm having a hard time remembering to hydrate. But no shortage of sweating going on, so I need to be really careful about that. I'll see you when we get to the next fun part. Whew. We're to a more runnable section again. Getting to a long lateral traverse pretty soon. A couple switchbacks ahead of that still, I guess. But almost there. And after that, we'll have some really long back and forth switchbacks. Okay, I'll let you know when we get to that. All right, I think we're officially here on this traverse at 3.3 miles, at least according to my watch. Not a lot of room for the camera on this trail. Even having it behind, I'd probably risk it being wet more often than not. So got mostly the same angle going on. Next stop, the waterfall crossing. I can hear it, I think. Hey. All right, wet but not too wet, right? That's good. All right, that wasn't so bad. Right at 3.5 miles, crossing that creek. It's one of the spookiest moves on the trail, but not the worst, especially if there's no snow around and water levels are not crazy high, which they aren't today. Hopefully things will be under control next weekend too. All right, still heading south or west, whatever this direction really is, out the valley towards the channel. But I think we'll have a turn coming up here pretty soon. I'm getting wet out here. Plenty wet. Lenses are getting wet. No surprise there, really. We'll see if anything dries off for the rest of the day. So far, definitely doing this a lot slower than if I was trying for a personal best on this ridge run, which that's, like I said, it's smart for me not to push it too hard. All right, that was the turn. First turn in well over half a mile. And now I think we'll have another long switchback the other direction pretty soon anyway. A little bit of steep climb first, I guess. Still no snow crossing to be found on the trail. That's good, and quite a bit of green going on around here. I've heard the top is a total slog at this point. That's part of why I'm not sure I'm going to be able to do this whole loop. And I sure don't have much spring in my step on this climb. You wouldn't know I took the day off yesterday. I'm moving like somebody who's worn down. The veratrum or false hellebore, whatever you want to call it, corn lilies. They were gorgeous in that last section. Looks like I missed most of it as I was waiting for the camera to turn on, but oh, still trying to make it to that 4 mile mark. Haven't been able to run much for the last little bit. There it was, 22:46, so not speeding up around here, that's for sure. Getting tired. Plenty tired. Starting to see some snow patches up ahead of me. Sneaking down towards the trail. We're at 2,630 now. So, guess that's why that last mile was slower. Still getting more and more up. And I've been going for well over an hour, if you're wondering. About an hour and 5. I was gonna say, I've done this ascent to the ridge in an hour before, but that was not from Cope Park. It was from the end of Basin Road. So still, this is nothing exciting in terms of pace today. Just working through it. I say all right too much when I turn the camera back on. But anyway, starting to find some snow fields to cross. So getting slowed down even more. Especially because they keep on missing the trail. But I'm also starting to run short on time left for this camera, so I'm gonna have to check in a little bit less frequently. I've got 3/4 of a mile to go to 5 miles, so I might have the camera off until then. I'm here doing dumb stuff with the camera and slowing myself down because I just saw this sign for a turn on the Juneau Ridge Race. So this is quite the detour. I wonder if there's a bunch of snow in the other direction. Or this is just normal. Either way, this little spot hits hard. I'm going slower and my muscles are burning more than they have on any of the rest of this so far. Whew, that was special. I think my detour on the race course probably pushed onto the old version of this Mount Juneau Trail over a section that was super duper steep and definitely going to be hands on knees hike racing for everybody, but I'm back on the main trail now and very close to the top. So that's good. All right, that very foggy and cloudy climb took 1 hour and 23 minutes to the top. I'm at 4.66 miles, 3,491 feet of vert, and so much snow and clouds up here. I do not want to go back the way I came, but if this doesn't clear up at all in the next half an hour, I'm probably going to be doing exactly that. I don't really want to deal with the back of this ridge and the basin that's this sucked in. All right, I'm going to get something to eat and drink a little bit more, and then we'll keep going. All right, well, most of the rest of the 5th mile is a pretty steep descent on the ridge until right about now. I've been starting to climb back up just a little bit. Every time I'm climbing, my legs feel awful. There's some flagging out here. I'm hoping I see enough of that to keep me on track, but also rather not be on the snow if I don't have to. It's another foggy day on the Juneau Ridge. I don't know if you caught that ptarmigan, still all in white, so you know it's snowy up here. What do you skip on this part, right? I'm at about almost 5.5 miles. Not making very fast progress still. But, you know, making progress. Shoot. Oh. That's 6 miles and totally lost coming out into the snowfield, but just saw that flag and that means there's more help around here somewhere. There's another flag. Sweet. Right up here. Okay. I'm just struggling along. 6 miles down. I don't know where I am. In the middle of the ridge somewhere. Good thing these flags are out here. Thanks whoever has us set up with these. But where are we going next? Okay, we'll check in soon. Just came through the 7 mile mark. Kind of no turning back now. I'm way along this ridge. Probably need to eat some more. Might need to do some salt chews pretty soon. This is a tough summer. Tough time of year. I don't know. When people have finished running this race in a couple weekends, I have to get everybody's opinion on whether there's actually more snow up here on the top because of how cold it's been this spring. But yeah, 7 miles in. So almost half the distance, maybe not quite half of it yet. But yeah, not much left to do in terms of climbing, maybe a little bit. Having no frame of reference for where I am on this silly mountain. Wild cornice off to my left, though. Yikes. Check that out. Whoa, I'm on the edge of the mountain right there, I guess. Okay, since we're apparently getting no sun today, just wanted to do a quick stop to take in this epicness. Had like my nicest little stretch of running right before I stopped there and turned the camera back on that I've had in maybe 2 miles. Probably, if I wasn't doing any camera stuff, I could keep it rolling a little bit over this, but any uphill is kind of killing me at this point. Really interested to see what things look like when the descent actually starts. Still a little ways to go along this ridge, but I think right here I might be at the section where I'm skirting past the high point of the Mount Juneau Ridge, because the trail and the race both skip that. So I think it might be off on my left sometime pretty soon, but maybe I'm not there yet. I'm hoping I'm there. Because right now it still feels like I could make my way down this in one piece. And I don't know how much longer I'm going to feel like that. All right. I just got done with a super long section on snow. And even in the times I've been off it, I've seen some flagging, but I haven't really seen anything that you could call a trail for a pretty long time. So I'm just trusting footprints and flags. And I think even though I'm totally soaked, I'm going to need to throw my pants on over top of these soaking wet shorts at this point, and maybe my jacket, just in case I fall in this snow on the next section and slide for a little bit, just to protect my legs. So I'm going to do that real quick, trying not to get too cold, and then I'm going to keep going and try to... I'm definitely well into the descent now. Kind of misjudged how long it was going to take for me to put on these pants because of having to fully take my shoes off to do that. But I said I was fully into the descent, and a little climb there to get around this, I guess, but not on it. Oh, kind of risky snow here. But I am so close to hitting 8 miles, and pace is picking up a little bit. Risky snow or not, we'll go for it. Falling in the snow is not the worst thing that could happen, and that's why I put these clothes on. This descent can be one of the hardest parts on your legs, especially if there's no snow, even if there is some. So I'm not out of the woods yet, but feel okay. Achilles has definitely been tight this whole time from the Mount Roberts run last week still, but probably the salt shoes should do their job. Got a little bit of my original tailwind drink mix still, and I'll probably be doing creek water before we're done. I want to be on that snow, but I also don't want to lose the trail. It's a tough choice. All right, better save a little bit more of this battery. Should have waited to start the camera till after my mouth wasn't full. I'm going to get going again here in a second, but I was just slowing down. Just before 8.5 miles, there's a little split in the snow trail with the orange flagging heading off to the left towards the summer trail, and this split off over here to the right, clearly marking or marked as the Juneau Ridge Race trail with looks like pink flagging. So plenty of snow ahead. I'm gonna take advantage of it. Shoot. All right, I'm coming up on 9 miles. I would say at this point, there's already a little bit less snow, probably from here all the way down into Granite Basin, except for the big slides that I know are down towards the bottom of the basin. Because there were still some snow bridges over this creek. Oh, maybe there kind of is up there. A risky snow bridge. Anyway, that's lap 9, but I can't talk very much because, yeah, no time left on this thing. I thought I was going to be willing to cross right here. And maybe if there were other people out for the race, you might consider doing it, but I'm all alone today. I'll give you a peek from over here before I turn the camera back off. I went to splash through the creek instead. Yeah, there's no good reason to trust that. Having to backtrack a little bit. Don't make the same mistake I did. It's deep over here too. So the place to cross that's marked with flagging, I don't know, if you're watching this, that might be the play just to be safe. It's only going to get worse over there in the next week. It might not even look like you would even give it any consideration by the time the race is running. All right, we tried. We learned. All right, it's kind of loud here, but I went ahead and took the main trail down because I'm not racing or setting any speed records here. Anyway, getting tired though, you can tell because I'm stumbling over my words. But yeah, that creek crossing has some kind of iffy sections, but it's all right. I think if I was racing this today, I probably, because there's definitely less snow here than there was last year, and that's gonna cost a little bit. There's a place further over to the left that would be better for coming down this section. I skipped filming the sloppy mess that's back there behind me. We got another boggy section right up ahead before I get to one of my favorite parts of Granite Creek Basin. And then there's maybe one more section of snow slide that's gonna not really be runnable. Besides that, and what I'm in right now. Most of the rest of this should be runnable. So when you see me hiking, you know it's because I'm lazy and not fit enough for this, and no other reason. All right, here we go. Gotta be quick. This is one of the best parts, but I'm really running out of time on this memory card. Love this spot. Got the pink flowers going. Got this beautiful overlook here. Waterfalls behind us. All right. They put some flagging down here in the flats to bypass that big snowfield. So I'm following this non-trail and hoping that works out all right. So far, so good. And I'm feeling okay, and like running down this might not be too bad, but I definitely almost cramped up in my hamstrings, kind of inner hamstrings, trying to take my pants back off without undoing my shoes and taking them off. That was maybe just as time consuming, so not worth it. Ooh, this is sloppy. Yeah, I want to just run on a trail. That would feel better. But past 10 miles and we'll be on the Granite Creek Trail momentarily. So that is pretty great. Just coming down out of Granite Basin now, past the waterfall. It's the home stretch, but still going to be close to 5 miles, I think, back down to Cope Park. So a long day, no matter how you cut it. Well, the good news is that the miles are kind of sneaking up on me now. I'm still really tired, but I just passed through mile 11, and if there's not horrible weather for the race, this last section is going to be super runnable for anybody who's got legs for it. It's in great condition this year. No extra snow anywhere on Granite Creek Trail. And of course, perseverance is perseverance. So, yeah. Oh, finding flowers again. Look at this place. I just made it off of Granite Creek Trail with no nettles, and I'm almost completely out of time. But we're back on perseverance. So I'm gonna have my last trail calories, and I'll be able to save something for when I get back to the car, I think. Got my delicious creek water, and We're gonna make it. This is mile 12, coming down along Gold Creek. Starting to hit some bridges before the big metal bridges that cross it, probably about a quarter mile ahead. Quick camera switch as we come around here. Maybe my microphone will still work for this. But yeah, dead battery on the 360 cam. I'm about to get onto the flume, and then I'll stop again and let you know where the spot is that I think maybe is the route back to the finish of the race. I am not sure about that, but I'm gonna give it a try. Now I see my microphone has actually been off for who knows how long. I'm on flume. And the flume is definitely part of the race course. I passed a sign confirming that. This is where I don't know what I'm doing. Don't know whether I can use this camera the way I'm using it. And I don't know whether this trail that normally takes me where I want to go toward the graveyard will take me where I want to go toward Coat Park. But this is what we're going to find out. If I'm right, then this is the course. And if I'm wrong, then the course finishes off doing something slightly different than this. This is looking promising, though. We're going to take a right where this is a turn to the left. And then I'm going to skip that and hope that this little descent right here will pop me back out onto the road. I see the road I want to get to. If you didn't give up on this video by now, good for you. But I think we're finishing the job we set out to do. Whether we did it poorly is up for debate, but we're doing it. Okay, I have to jump down this. I do not want to. Oh. Survived. Turning back on to the road where we started. Back up to the park. Finish. finish.
Lap 15, 11:19.
All right, I bet that was 15 miles. A little bit of an uphill here, just to finish strong. There's the car. We'll call that good finish.